All right, welcome to this explainer on Google Advanced Search Operators. Most people out there treat Google kind of like a digital slot machine. They type a few random keywords in, pull the lever, and just cross their fingers hoping the algorithm spits out the right link on page 1. But today, we're going to fundamentally change that. We're going to learn how to command Google not as a slot machine, but as what it really is, a precise, highly structured database. By the end of this, you're going to be zeroing in on exactly what you need, completely filtering out the noise, and honestly, searching like a pro investigator.
Okay, let's quickly run through our agenda for this explainer. We'll start by looking at the power of precision. Then we'll nail down our core advanced search operators and learn how to build complex queries. After that, we'll troubleshoot some common syntax errors, look at a few deprecated tools with their modern alternatives, and wrap up with the ethics of OSINT.
Section 1. The power of precision. Moving beyond the search bar.
So to really get why this is so important, we need to ground ourselves in the professional world of open source intelligence, or OSINT. OSINT is essentially the practice of collecting and analyzing information that's already publicly available. And the sheer volume of public data out there is just staggering. We're talking public records, domain names, hidden document metadata, the whole shebang. To actually navigate this ocean of data, experts use specific search techniques commonly called Google dorking. Now, don't let the name fool you. This isn't about hacking into secure systems. It's simply about combining regular keywords with advanced operators to unearth hidden or hyper-specific information that a standard search would totally gloss over.
Let me show you exactly why this precision matters. Imagine doing a basic broad search for the name Michael Basil alongside the word OSINT. You're going to get hit with over 61,000 results. That is a massive mountain of noise. But if you construct a targeted search using quotation marks to force an exact phrase match and a capitalized OR operator to include the nickname Mike, boom, your results are instantly slashed to just 18,600. By speaking the search engine's actual language, you cut out thousands of irrelevant results instantly. Think about how much time and frustration that saves.
Section 2. Core Advanced Search Operators, the Syntax Foundation.
Before we can pull off the magic tricks, we have to learn the basic rules of the toolkit. These are absolute, unbreakable laws. Because a search engine is a machine, right? It only does exactly what you format it to do. First, and absolutely most importantly, there is no space between the operator, the colon, and your search term. None. If you type cite space gov, the engine just thinks you're searching for the word cite and the word gov separately. It completely breaks the command. You also need to use quotation marks when you want an exact phrase. Your Boolean operators like or, and not, they have to be fully capitalized so the engine recognizes them as commands. And finally, the minus sign. This is literally your best friend for instantly excluding terms you just don't want to see.
Okay, let's look at the heavy hitters. These core operators are going to be your foundational filters. The cite operator restricts your search to a specific website or a top-level domain. So typing cite:/gov guarantees you're only looking at government websites. Next is the file type operator. Sometimes you'll see people use ext for extension. This forces the engine to only bring back specific document formats. File type:/PDF ensures you get actual PDF documents, not some blogger talking about PDFs. And then there's InTitle, which is absolutely fantastic. It forces the engine to only return pages where your specific keyword is baked right into the web page's title bar, ignoring whatever's in the main body text. These are your go-to tools for deep research.
Moving right along to Section 3, Building Complex Search Queries, Step by Step.
This is where it gets really fun. By using progressive disclosure, we can stack multiple operators together to build an ultra-specific filter. We start broad and we narrow it down. Step 1, we target our domain using the cite operator. Step 2, we tell Google, hey, I don't want regular web pages, I only want PDFs, so we drop in that ext or file type operator. Step 3, we demand that the exact word OSINT must be inside that document. This query entirely bypasses standard web marketing fluff. You've essentially just queried the open internet like it's your own private database.
Oh, and I absolutely love this one, the asterisk wildcard. Think of the asterisk like a giant fill-in-the-blank for Google. If you put OSINT asterisk training in quotes, you're telling the engine to find a phrase that starts with OSINT, has literally any word or phrase in the middle, and ends in training. So instead of you having to guess every single combination, Google does the heavy lifting and finds OSINT video training or OSINT live classroom training. It's incredibly efficient.
Section 4. Troubleshooting common syntax errors. Search-foo failures. Even the best investigators mess up a query now and then. So let's look at a really common mistake. We call this the hyphen trap. It is crazy how easy it is for an innocent search to just ruin your results. Say you're searching for a phone number, 202-555-1212. Well, the search engine sees those hyphens and thinks, the exclusion operator. It genuinely thinks you want to search for 202, but explicitly exclude any results that mention 555 or 1212. The fix here is super simple, but absolutely vital. Just wrap the whole phone number in quotation marks. That forces the engine to read it as literal text and ignore the operator function.
And here is some really great news. Mastering these syntax rules isn't just a Google thing. These exact same Boolean rules and operators, like cite, entitle, and using quotes, they translate across alternative search engines like Yandex or Bing. So getting your syntax perfectly dialed in right now means you're basically mastering all these other platforms at the same time.
Section 5. Deprecated Tools and Alternatives. The Ghosts of Search Past.
We definitely need to talk about what happens when search engines evolve and just yank away the features we rely on. A prime example is the recent death of the cache operator. For years, you could just type cache followed by a URL to see a saved snapshot of a page, even if it had been deleted. Well, Google officially killed that command and removed the drop-down entirely. But as an investigator, you learn to adapt. Right now, you can still bypass this by taking your target website and manually pasting it at the very end of Google's specific web cache URL. It takes a couple extra seconds of manual work, but hey, the data is often still sitting right there.
Section 6. The Ethics of OSINT. We're going to land the plane today by talking about some crucial boundaries, because frankly, with great power comes great responsibility. Just because you can use these operators to stumble into exposed databases or unsecured employee lists absolutely does not mean it is legal or ethical to poke around in there without authorization. Even if information is technically floating around on the open web, the second it involves personal data, you're crossing into territories governed by strict data privacy regulations.
We've all seen the headlines, right? Historical scandals like Cambridge Analytica or the Pegasus spyware really hammer home why mass monitoring or scraping publicly available info is such a big deal. It can severely violate individual privacy rights and trigger massive GDPR nightmares. What starts as a simple, clever open-source query can very quickly turn into a serious infringement of civil liberties if you aren't operating ethically.
So, as we wrap up, I want to leave you with this provocative question. Keep it in the back of your mind every single time you start stacking these operators together. Are your advanced search techniques helping you uncover the truth, or are you crossing the line into exploiting it? Mastering these commands turns you into a digital powerhouse, for sure, but you've got to wield that power responsibly. Practice your syntax, get comfortable troubleshooting, and always respect the boundaries. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer, and I will see you next time when we dive into advanced multi-engine search strategies.